It's Gem City Tonight with Andrew Mitakides, featuring music director Aimee James. Tonight's guest from the Stanley Sessions, Whitney Saleski. From Brothers Helping Brothers, Nick Magoteaux. From the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, Bill Hesse. And mixologist Andrew Carmichael. And now, here's your host, Andrew Mitakides.
I love it. Thank you. I'm your host, Andrew Mitakides. Thank you so much. Did you go live in the beginning of this? I like that. All right. Welcome to Gem City Tonight. I'm just going to preface you guys the entire monologue out of the gate. And I worked with the writers, I really did. But it's going to be fraught with a little bit of controversy. So, I mean, it's just strewn throughout the entire piece. Kind of like the streets of King's Landing, where Daenerys Targaryen lost her shit and burned the whole place to the ground. I don't know. Sorry, Lisa. I'm going to make this as good as I can for you, by the way. So for those of you who don't watch Game of Thrones, she decided to take her dragon, ride it in like it was the OK Corral, and just F it all up. Just burn it down. Even Jon Snow was like, I got 99 problems, but a bitch. Oh, no, I got 100 problems. Oh, they're all so bad. Oh, couldn't stop it. Just watching it fly overhead. It's like the Hindenburg. He's just like, the humanity. Oh. Anytime I can throw a Hindenburg joke in there, I'm going to do it. I'm just going to do it. Jersey, we love you. Anyway, but seriously, the last 20 minutes was like people running around, screaming, confused, striving to survive. Kind of like Best Buy at Black Friday. Only with less carnage and a lot of people not peeing their pants. That's a whole different story. Remind me to get back to that one. Also, it's been rumored that 250,000 people have actually signed a petition to rewrite Season 8 of all of Game of Thrones. 250,000 people. It sounds like a lot, right? In the grand scheme of things, that's actually 0.0007% of the United States of people who decided to get off their couch, their mom's couch, to be specific, open up their laptop and throw Jell-O at this wall. Because it's not going to happen. And ironically enough, first signature on it, George R.R. Martin. By the way, if you don't know who that is, and at least I'm looking at you, if you don't know who that is, please go ahead and Google it and pause this and get back to me. All right. But back to other giant animals that devastate a group of screaming white people. The running of the Kentucky Derby saw the first ever disqualification during a run. So, and we stated in the last show, and I told you this, that Maximum Security, I thought, was going to win. Had the best chance to win, and he did. He led wire to wire the entire time. But down the stretch, he drifted wide and had a lane violation. This is actually also the first time in history that the horse racing people of Kentucky called NASCAR and wanted to figure out what the hell the terminology for drifting wide in a lane was. Because they had no clue. Actually, this is the only race that's ever unified that large a gap of people since Truman and FDR ran in 45. So, but I felt so bad for the jockey afterwards. He was standing there when the actual disqualification announcement came over. All the blood just drained from his Panamanian face. Seriously, if you look on camera, he got wider than a Georgia country club. Just boom. What? And just walked out, and nobody talked to him. It was crazy. Which means Country House, who did the actual, called in, was the lane violation, he won 65-1. 65-1. The guy who was going to win was 9-2. You have a better chance of getting subpoenaed by the government than actually betting on Country House. That joke was for 6 people at home. That was it. That was all it was going to ever work. So, but I wanted to do it anyway. Speaking of things that are sinking right in front of our eyes, talking about our government, did you see the $3 billion sub that sank in India? Yeah, true story. So the Indian Navy reported that they were going to do the maiden voyage. They did the champagne against the whole thing, christened it, and then as the seamen went down, okay, listen. I don't have a joke for this. I don't even know how to make a joke for this, so I'm going to let you pause. It's like a play along at home. So go ahead and do that. And we're back. Okay. All right. So the hatch was open, and then when the crew went into dive mode, the external hatch actually ended up flooding the sub. So, of course, we all know why the door was left open. We know it. But we're not going to say it, but I'll say it right now on TV, on air. We've all eaten Indian food. We have. It's there. It's a thing. But luckily, everything was caught in time, and all the seamen were saved. Ha! I'm just gonna. I mean, how do you even follow that joke with another? All right. But seriously, on a serious note, how does that go overlooked? Like my car beeps at me when I don't even have a seatbelt on, and the lights go off, and the thing doesn't even start. Like, isn't there somewhere somebody's like, hey, should we not do this? What is this? And like it's like Periscope down. Nah, let it ride. What? I mean, we've screwed some stuff up in the past as a society, as a people. I'm just referencing maybe the Hubble when we didn't put the lens in, misprogramming the rover lander when we were supposed to put it in feet and we put it into meters, and then we discovered microwaves when some idiot walked by with a chocolate bar in his pocket, and we found, oh wow, we really screw a lot of shit up. God, this monologue got out of hand fast. But I'll tell you one thing we did get right. Staten Island, NYC coming through. A Staten Island neighborhood is renaming a district after the Wu-Tang Clan. They're literally naming the Wu-Tang District. Oh no, you can clap for that. Are you kidding me? That's fantastic. I mean, I was raised on the streets, however they were Sesame, but I didn't have the Wu-Tang Clan. I liked that joke when I wrote it, and I still wanted to leave it in. But McCarthy and several other Wu-Tang members like Raekwon and RZA and Capadona, not making any of these up, and more, turned out for the renaming of the street. It's actually at Vanderbilt and Targhee Street, so if you're watching this in New York right now, which I know we have some viewers there, so go ahead. And this is actually where they filmed the Can It Be So Simple music video, and it's actually where they're from. So the Wu-Tang Clan, which I think is really great, they've been so influential and amazing on hip-hop culture for their ideas, like bringing together a dynamic duo of a group, and then they stuck to their own language when the label wanted them to change the way they spoke and so forth. I mean, they even say it so in their own lyrics. I'm just saying, like, I smoke on the mic like smoking Joe Frazier, the Hellraiser, raising hell with flavor, terrorize the jam like troops in Pakistan, swinging through the town like your neighborhood Spider-Man. So, Wu-Tang Clan coming at you, protect your neck, so set it off like Inspector Deck. Watch your step, watch your step, watch your step, watch your step. You're welcome. You're welcome, by the way. Anyway, switching gears. In fact, that's the whitest thing I've ever done, by the way. Ever.
You
Ever.
sure about that?
I don't know, it's early. It's early in the show, so we're gonna find out. Switching gears back to the Gem City, back to Dayton. Summer is rapidly approaching, and if you didn't think that was exciting enough, if you weren't waiting for June 21st, go ahead and get your insurers, your Depends, and your Rascal scooters ready. Because Rick Springfield coming back to the phrase. Who isn't Jesse's girl? Who is it? We were all Jesse's girl at one point. It is, and the thing is, the phrase is actually great. You've been to the phrase, right? The phrase is fantastic. It's an outdoor venue. It holds maybe 300 or 400 people, but it's also like you can sit in the grass. And they have acts coming this summer like Michael Bolton. Wait for the menopause to kick in. Steve Miller Band. Still waiting. Bad Company. Not your relatives. Oh, who was that? Was that Doug? Was that Doug? Yeah, there we go. And my favorite, Weird Al Yankovic. Just class this place up, don't we? The phrase, the venue in town, the only place you can actually order a daiquiri and Depends at the same time. I actually, you know what? I shouldn't harp. I really do like the phrase because they have Bacon Fest, which is amazing. So we really shouldn't make fun of it. I think it's funny, however, the only place in town where grown men who have had pig valves after heart surgery go to eat the thing that's keeping them alive. I liked that joke. And finally, we're going to wrap this baby up. Denver has decriminalized magic mushrooms. Yeah, I'm going to say that again because it hasn't sunk in. Decriminalized magic mushrooms. Denver knows how to party. I mean, I got to give it to them. They're actually one law away from being a Grand Theft Auto video game. And just think about the police officers when they pull that guy over. Like, sir, are you okay? And the only response is, dude, I can taste all the colors. No, sir, that's not okay. I need you to get out of the car. Sir, please get out of the car. Dude, it's not a car. It's Miss Frizzle's magic school bus, and we're going to take an integral journey through the colon. I don't think that's something coming out of your ass. Don't worry about it, dude. Just come on, get out of the car. Get out of the car. But leave it to Denver to make sure the Mile High City is not just a motto. It's a way of life. All right, we got a great show for you. Stick around. But first, put your hands together for Aimee James. Oh, that's not water. What is that? Oh, I put that in there. Never mind. So, as always, that was a pretty good monologue. Did you like it?
I did, yeah. Bacon and Game of Thrones.
By the way, if you're watching the show and you need to know how to date Aimee, bacon and chill. I don't know.
Bacon
And Game of Thrones?
No, God, no.
All right, as always, we always do a fantastic fact from the ladies at Dayton Unknown. They're in the audience today. Bethany, say hi. Hi. Hey-o. It's the only shout-out we're going to get all night. But we always do a fun fact, and since we talked about the phrase in the beginning, which, by the way, much love to the phrase, it's fantastic. Been there many times. Actually, and I will admit it, on camera, in person, saw Melissa Etheridge there. One person laughed, one person went, ew. What? I love Melissa Etheridge. She's fantastic. So we always do a fun fact, and this is your Dayton Unknown fact for this show. After attending a picnic with friends and struggling to open a pop can, why is that funny? Have you struggled to open a pop can? Did you break a nail?
Shut up. Struggle to open a pop can, man.
Ermal Phrase decided and designed the pop top for the opening of cans and later the push in and fold back tab that is still used today. The Phrase Pavilion, which we spoke about, is the concert venue in Kettering named after him. Dayton Reliable Tool and Manufacturing in 1949, which is still in operation today, was started by Ermal Phrase. So there's your fun fact from the ladies of Dayton Unknown. Thank you. All right, this is the one moment where I have to get serious, but not really. So May is Mental Health Awareness Month. So the guests I have on the show today are not only fantastic advocates for it, for the first responder world and for suicide prevention, but they're also great friends. This is why I wanted them on the show. So we're going to be able to talk today about dealing with mental illness, working with it, talking about it, and making sure that it's not just a stigma that we have to fight through, but it's something that is easily talked about. 1 in 5 adults has a mental illness. In fact, myself, your host, I do. I'm actually not funny, I really do. But I love you anyway. I suffer from bipolar and depression. But I've dealt with it through helping friends, a lot of the guys who are on the show tonight, and especially one of the segments you'll see coming up, my friend Whitney decided to take myself and my struggle and my story and put it on her website and take photos and so forth. So this is an episode that if you're watching at home, anywhere, please know that we're talking to you and that you're not alone. And this is something that I hope you take a part of, listen to, and if you need to, talk to anyone. So we'll be right back with my friend, Nick Magoteaux. More Gem City Tonight.
listen, you're my friend.
I noticed you haven't really been yourself recently.
Yeah, I feel like something's up.
How are you?
Are you okay?
Is there anything you want to talk about?
I just want to know how you're feeling.
And listen, even if you don't know what to say, I'm here to talk.
No matter what you're going through,
I just want you to know I'm here.
I've got your back. When you want to talk, I'm here.
All right, so our first segment, once again, they let me away from my desk every now and then. It's not necessarily a Greek in the Streets segment, but it was something that my friend Whitney proposed with. Her father in 2014 completed suicide, and she decided to start a program. Let me rephrase. It's more of a, what's the word I'm looking for? You're in the audience. Photography project and platform for those struggling, those who are survivors and so forth. And she approached me, and I'm so lucky to have been a part of it. But this is something that I think a lot of people should see. You can find it at thestanleysessions.com. Just want to make sure it was right. But check it out. This is my session with Whitney for Gem City Tonight. Check it out. All right, Gem City Tonight. So I was just lucky enough to had my picture taken by Whitney Saleski. I'm saying that right?
Yes.
For the Stanley Sessions. This is one of the big things we're going to talk about on our episode, which is about mental health and suicide awareness. So the Stanley Sessions. So what's your overall mission with the Stanley Sessions?
I would say that in the broadest terms, it's about raising awareness about mental health and making it easier to talk about the subject of suicide, which, as you know, is a very difficult topic even in 2019. So I would say it's that. And I would say it's a way to picture people as they really are, how they want to be seen at their most vulnerable.
So how did you get involved in this? I know because we've spoken, but for the viewer at home, how was your journey? What started you doing these?
It's been about 4 years now, I would say. No, it's been 5 years now since my father, Stanley Saleski, took his own life. And that is what Stanley Sessions is named after, is my father. He was 59 years old when he died, when he took his life in Baltimore. He was a baseball scout for the San Francisco Giants. He was a very inspirational, forward-thinking, quote-unquote, successful person. He had me and my mom. I come from a very privileged background. I'm very lucky to have been able to experience that. Went to good school, so everything on the surface, you know how people say everything on the surface seemed fine, but underneath, I honestly don't know what was going on with him. I have wondered that with my mom, whose name is Lisa, ever since the day that he died, wondering sort of what was going on in his head. But he, unlike you, you're very open about how you're feeling, about what's going on in your head, and I think that helps you with a lot of pain. He was not open at all, and I can't say for certain what it was that took him to that dark place, but I do think that played a role, not being open and not being honest about feelings, whether it's being on a medication regimen, seeing a therapist, taking walks, whatever it is you need to sort of get in a good headspace, emotionally and physically and spiritually and everything. So in part, I wanted to create this. It started out probably 90% selfish. I wanted to create a space where I could talk to other people who had been through similar experiences, and then also wanted to honor my dad, of course, naming it after him. And I don't know if I tricked myself or not when I came up with the name, because every time I say Stanley Sessions, no one has any idea what I'm talking about. So when people ask, it's another excuse, quote unquote, for me to get a chance to talk about my dad as well. So I would say it's about those two things, and I wish I could photograph him. That would be fantastic. But anyway, so that's what it was about primarily.
Gotcha. And that's a fair answer.
Yeah.
So what's the future? What ultimately would you like to see the Stanley Sessions go? And do you want us to take it national? Would you like staying local? Does this mean for you? Because you've been prominently displayed in a couple of different places.
Yeah.
So where do you see it going? What's your ultimate goal for it?
I think word of mouth is even more important now in an age. I say that even though I have, I think, 4 Instagram accounts. But so I said that with a touch of irony. But I think word of mouth has been what has gotten it to where it is. I've been, again, lucky enough to have been picked up by Girl Gaze, which is a national collective of women in photography who are promoted and get jobs through Girl Gaze, and it's run by a wonderful photographer named Aimee James, and she featured me, actually Megan, who's on set today as well, Megan Jellinger.
She's behind the camera.
She is, yes. We were featured, I think, about 100-something other women in the Annenberg Space for Photography in Los Angeles about 3 years ago. And that was incredible exposure. I've been featured in Dayton papers. It's been a little bit everywhere on either coast and then like a smattering in the middle. That's fine with me. I mean, I think more than anything, what I would like it to continue to be is, I love it when people come up to me and just talk about their stories, even if they don't ever want to sit for a portrait, just hearing them and getting back to that real, raw, human-to-human contact where there's no shame or no sense of, you know, I think in
hesitation.
Right, in the Midwest, we're very polite.
I know what you're talking about.
We're very polite, and it's great to see all of those walls, that pretense fall, and someone goes, oh yeah, I ugly cried on my kitchen floor for, you know, an hour this morning, or something like that, when that wall finally comes down. So as long as that keeps happening, that's what I would, not that I want people to be sad, that's not what I meant, that came out really badly.
But you want to help them open up and realize that it's okay.
Yeah, and if going to the website helps them, that's great. If talking to somebody who sat for a session works, that's great. Anything to make people come together and feel less ashamed. Hopefully I contributed a small part to that. So.
Well, I want to thank you for allowing me to do it.
Thank you for sitting for me.
It was, it took me a second to think about it, but I knew this is something that a lot of people who didn't know me, and a lot of people who, like our viewers, my friends, it's a story that they don't know. And it's been over 10 years since my attempt, and everything that I've done, I just figured it was time to put it out, and this was the perfect way. You have the perfect outlet for it. I think it's great. So
I'm honored that you chose this, my little song and dance, you know, to be a part of and open
I'm all
yourself
about song and dance.
Of course. But the fact that you allowed yourself to be so vulnerable, I just think there's such a power in that a lot of people really admire. So, and someone as prominent as yourself, it's nice to see.
But I gotta put you on the spot.
Oh no.
So how was it to work with?
You were wonderful to work with.
I knew that's that Midwest polite coming back at you. That's what that is.
I'm not even being Midwestern about it. You were a joy to work with. And everybody that I've worked with has been, you would be surprised. There are people who laugh and have fun on set. There are people who cry. I just let them do their thing, whatever they want to do. If they want to,
it's probably therapeutic
rant,
at some point.
Maybe you know, if they want to rant, if they don't want to say anything, whatever they want to do. And you would be amazed. I'm always amazed because I hate being behind the camera. There's like 3 cameras on us right now.
Yep, there is.
But people, when you get them at their realest point, it's like they don't even notice the camera is there. They're just talking to whoever's in the room, and even if it's just one other person, even if it's just me. But I usually like to have somebody else on set too, especially if it's someone close to that person, just for moral support. But it amazes me every time. I'm like, wow, you really, I don't say this to them, but I think they opened up.
You got me to take off my bracelets. That's a thing. That's a step. So.
Yes, that was all 16 of them, yes.
Yeah. So one question I always ask everybody who's on the show, final question, fun question. If you're going anywhere in Dayton to hang out, have coffee, eat, drink, meditate, where are you going? Where's your place in Dayton?
This is gonna sound really mournful and sad, but I used to do a lot of photo shoots at Garden Station, and I believe the current state of Garden Station is sort of up in the air, isn't it?
Yeah.
That that it's going to be shut down or somebody's bought the land. Do you know the?
They're fuzzy details, but I understand.
But it is shut down to the public right now. Yeah. Everything that's great about Dayton is in that small patch of land. Sculptures and local artists and fruits and vegetables, anything that you can think of that's organic and artistic and real is in that small patch of land. I love all of Dayton. I love every part of it. I travel for my day job. I'm in social work and I get to go all over Dayton and all over Montgomery County, and I love it. But Garden Station really feels like a hotbed of all that, and there's so much going on in that one small area of Dayton now, it just seems to have this resonating effect that Dayton is becoming, I don't know, maybe a little more prominent in the eyes of, you know, Ohio or in the eyes of the world. And we have so many fantastic innovators that come from Dayton. It's nice to see all that creativity in one spot. So hopefully that will continue. There will be more garden stations, there will be more community gardens, etc. But I really do miss shooting there. It was fun.
I want to thank you so much for sharing your story, letting me do this, and thank you for being on the show.
Thank you for having me.
We'll be right back with more Gem City Tonight. All right. I was so lucky. Once again, thank you to Whitney. Thank you to so many people to let me share my story. It's so awesome. So please, StanleySessions.com. Check it out and reach out to Whitney. She not only does that, she does other photography. She's a great person. So reach out to her and have fun. We'll be right back with more Gem City Tonight.
How to continue the talk with your friend about their mental health after you ask about how they were feeling. Put down that phone. Do it. Nobody's texting you. Phone down. Good. Now it's time to listen. If they're not ready to talk yet, check back in later.
I'm always here if you want to talk. Okay?
That was great. Find out how you can help a friend with their mental health at seizetheawkward.org. Awkward.
Gem City Tonight. I like you in that red dress, by the way. And what's with the headpiece? What's with the...
Aladdin's coming out, and I wanted to look like Jasmine today.
You know what? Can't argue that logic. Maybe if we have enough time in the show, I'll sing "Friend Like Me." Maybe.
Oh God, please
Maybe.
don't.
Who dare enters my summer? Anyway,
Can we paint you blue?
welcome back to Gem City Tonight. My next guest is a great guy, fantastic friend who I get to call a brother, literally, in the world of fire and EMS. He works with Brothers Helping Brothers. We're going to talk a lot about first responders. So put your hands together for Nick Magoteaux. So we've had many meetings. We've never had one like this.
No, we never have.
So the reason I wanted to bring you on is obviously we're going to talk about the conferences and a lot of stuff we do, but tell us about what Brothers Helping Brothers is.
Well, we're a 501c3 organization that helps small and rural fire departments with equipment needs, and on top of that we build with education that we provide to all firefighters.
So, and what prompted the starting of this? Because it's only been 4 or 5 years old, right?
Yeah, we were founded in 2014. A friend of mine, Art Springer, we worked together at a small department in Phillipsburg, here in Montgomery County, and he passed away from the H1N1 flu of all things at the ripe age of 41. We started to raise money for him to help pay for his medical bills, but then he passed away, and we ended up parlaying that into a college fund for his 13-year-old daughter they left behind.
And the event, you did a barbecue and you raised, what, 15 grand in one night?
Yeah, we did a fish fry. Between the fish fry, gun raffle, and t-shirt sales, we raised a total of $25,000.
That just sounds like a fun night in general. Right?
It was a long 3 months.
So, but since then you've done grants in several different states.
Yeah.
Anything from fire hose to SCBAs, breathing devices, and stuff like that. So, how many grants do you normally get in a year? Or I can say we.
Well, it depends. I mean, we're still a fairly new organization. Not a lot of people know about us, and obviously, with our funding situation, being an all-volunteer organization and starting from the ground up, and not having big donors behind us, we struggle to fill out grants. But we've given our 13th grant. Will be this month. Will be to again Phillipsburg Fire Department. They asked for some new helmets, and we were able to give them 25 new helmets. So
Is there any stipulation for it, or is it just like propose the idea, like we need this, we need updated this, we're missing this?
Well, there's a lot of key factors that go into our decisions, obviously. I mean, you see some of the, you see all the grant paperwork
Right,
you get.
true.
And
I'm sitting here asking the questions like I don't know what goes actually into it, but yes.
But, you know,
for the viewer at home.
For us, we focus on agencies that are population under 10,000 and or a volunteer percentage of 50% or greater. So, you know, volunteerism in the fire service is down drastically from what it once was. And
Which the volunteer is almost, what, 75% of most fire service in the country?
70%.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, a lot of people, there's a lot of agencies out there, and, you know, many departments are having to face that struggle of, now we're going to have to pay people to do the job, and that cuts back on other things like education and equipment. So we're hopeful to be a Band-Aid, or not a Band-Aid, but a solution for a long-term problem.
Okay. What's the ultimate, because there's another chapter, there's one in Dayton, which was where we started.
Yes.
There's another one in Pennsylvania.
Correct.
So what's the ultimate goal? Like, are you trying to go like the Wounded Warriors route? You want one in every state? What?
The goal is to have one in every state. And this way they can handle each state's need. And then us as a national chapter, we can, you know, pound the drum and say, hey, these are the issues that are facing volunteer firefighters today. Or this is why, you know, these are the top 10 things that departments need, or so on and so forth. So once we get that large, if we ever get that large, it'd be to be a supportive role for each state.
When we get that large. When we get that large, my friend.
Hopefully.
From your lips to God's ears. All right, we'll be right back. More with Nick Magoteaux from Brothers Loving Brothers.
How to start that conversation with your friend about their mental health. First, make sure you aren't too far away. Closer, closer. Whoa, 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 too close. Now ask something open-ended like, you all good?
Are you all good?
Or is everything okay?
Is everything okay?
Well done, awkward teenage actor.
Actually, no. Thanks for asking.
Find out how you can help a friend with their mental health at seizetheawkward.org.
All right, we're back with more Gym City tonight and my friend Nick Magoteaux. The thing I really want to touch on, which is huge, which has gained the most momentum, are the conferences that we do.
Yes.
So the one we just had was, I'll let you explain.
Yeah, so we just had the Miami Valley Fire and EMS Conference. This is our second year going in that conference, and that's just a general, you know, firefighting tactics, EMS trends, and things like that.
But we also had, it's not only just tactics, but now like the physical fitness aspect is coming into it.
Right.
And then one of the major things that I want to touch on is we had the two EMS guys who were the first in at the Orlando nightclub shooting.
Yep, Pulse nightclub shooting.
Pulse nightclub shooting.
Well, what we try to do with the, you know, our flagship, I guess, conference is to, you know, touch on all the hot topics that are going on in the fire service, not just, you know, we don't focus solely on one particular thing.
So when you started it a few years ago, the mental aspect of it, I mean, because firefighters in the EMS, ourselves included, get PTSD, there's stuff that sticks with us, and there's a normal common conception that we just drop it off when we walk out of the firehouse or we get out of the and then we go home and everything's peachy keen.
Right.
But it's not.
No.
So
far from it.
So one of the aspects that I love about you have started involving in the conferences mental health awareness and PTSD training, stuff like that.
Right. We've taken a very high interest in both health and well-being of fire and EMS personnel. So much so that last year we started a conference that solely focuses on just health and wellness. Last year we called it the Firefighter Cancer Prevention and Mental Health Symposium. It was a 2-day symposium, and pretty much it featured just speakers in those two realms, talking about occupational cancer and mental health and how we can, some of those people telling their stories on how, you know, they've overcome PTSD or alcoholism or things like that, along with talking about, you know, emerging research in cancer prevention and what's going on in that realm. So we're doing that again this year. Last year was a great success. We had, for the first time ever, of having a conference like this, we had 72 students show up from all over the country, 9 different states, as far away as from California and Massachusetts. And so, and last year we were able to provide that conference for the exorbitant price of $5.
Oh, God, slow down.
I know.
Get out of here.
And that included lunch both days.
Oh, God.
So for us, it's about making sure that, we provide that, that education at a reasonable cost so that the students have an incentive for coming.
Have you found, as you've branched out into not just like, first engine in, search and rescue, but you branched into home life, the mental aspect, the physical aspect of it, because firefighters need to be fit more and stuff like that. Have you found as that you've reached out, you're getting a lot more feedback, positive, any feedback, really?
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of positive feedback. I think that the more we explore into it, the more, because like this year, on this year's conference, for our health and wellness conference, we're
Which
having
is?
October 24th and 25th.
There you go.
Fairborn, Ohio. So what's great about this one, we have a lady coming from Colorado who does sleep recovery. As many people, volunteers alike with career firefighters. Career firefighters work a 24-hour shift, so
24/48s.
sleep can be a precious commodity.
But
sometimes.
it's also a necessity.
It is,
So.
but there could be, I've had shifts where I've worked 24 hours and I've been up 23 of those 24 hours. So this instructor is going to come in and kind of teach our students on how to relax more, be able to fall asleep quicker, get better sleep, and there's a yoga aspect to it, and because sleep kind of goes in every aspect,
Right.
with cancer, with mental health. I mean, sleep affects a lot of different things. So, where some people maybe a few years ago thought, wow, that's kind of firefighters doing yoga, that's kind of strange. It's actually a little bit more.
I've done it. I'll admit it. Here on air, I do yoga all the time. However, I am interested to see you in downward dog or warrior pose, but that's beside the point. So the next conference is in October.
Yes.
And we find you brothershelpingbrothers.org.
Correct. That's our main website, brothershelpingbrothers.org. From there you can search our various events, see what grants we've done, what initiatives we're trying to push, and if you're so inclined to donate as well, which would be much appreciated.
So, and I'm going to toot our own horn here. There's actually a coffee aspect for $25 a month.
Correct.
You get, it goes to the organization, you get 2 or 3 pounds of coffee, which is first alarm coffee.
Well, we get so we have a coffee subscription club, and it's $25 a month. It gets you a pound of coffee, and then
And it's like wake up, drive to Florida coffee.
well, all these coffee.
It's like, we're going to hit Tallahassee. Like, let's do this. Like, all right.
Well, all the coffee companies that we feature are either firefighter or first responder or veteran owned. So not only does it give back to us, but it gives back to a worthy person who started the business. And then we throw in some swag items like this last month we featured Palo Alto firefighters hot sauce, one of our own challenge coins, stickers, things like that. So not only are you giving to a good organization, but you get a little bit of coffee in return.
All right, enough shop talk. I got to bring up 2 things.
Do a calendar.
You don't want to see us on a calendar. What's the least looked at month? Like January? Yeah.
February's the shortest month. So.
You ever seen me in a banana hammock? It looks like I'm smuggling grapes in the wrong place. Awful.
I still want a calendar.
It's like a squirrel trying to escape from a Crown Royal bag.
Oh my God.
Did I just say that on air?
You might have.
Yep.
This is the last show we're ever going to do.
No, it's not.
On a serious note, you're a newly married man.
I am indeed.
Oh, yes.
Thank you.
The old ball and chain. She is fantastic, and she shall reel you in. So, how was married life? And fun fact, you got married at the Packard Museum.
We did indeed. Yes.
So it's a cool venue, really fun.
Well, it was one of the best venues I think that you could probably do in Dayton. Reasonable too. And I mean, it was a very vintage type wedding feel.
It was nice. It looked great. It was sexy, and you were there.
Of course.
So it was good. It was good. So last question I always ask everybody.
Yes.
All about the Gem City. If you're going anywhere to eat, drink, hang out, have a mental day, where's your favorite place in Dayton?
Favorite place in Dayton? Well, I'm always privy to where I've grown up, and Hoagie's Pizza House is my favorite place.
Oh,
in Dayton.
good call. Good call. All right. Well, brothershelpingbrothers.org. We'll find you there.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Nick. Thank you for coming on the show, bro.
Thank you.
All right. We'll be right back with more Gem City tonight.
Awkward. Do I look familiar? I should. You might remember me from here. Here. Or maybe even here. But an awkward silence can be a great thing. It can actually be a perfect moment to reach out to a friend and ask if they're okay if they seem down. Doesn't matter how you say it.
You all right?
Everything's okay?
All G?
You all right, girl? You cool?
You bugging dog.
Just show you're there for them. Go on, Kelly. Seize the awkward.
Hey, you haven't really been yourself lately. Are you okay?
Find out how you can help a friend with their mental health at seizetheawkward.org.
All right, we're back with more Gem City tonight. For some reason, there's a Disney theme going on in this room right now, and I don't know why. But I want you to put your hands together for my next guest. He's a great guy, good friend, and the area regional director for the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. That's a mouthful, but we'll get to that. Put your hands together for Bill Hesse. Please. You had to outdress me tonight? It was like the dueling blue blazers?
I was trying.
You succeed. Also, the car you drive, way better. It also looks like you're trying to run Shine across state lines like Luke and Bo Duke. That's beside the point. So thank you for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me.
I know, this is huge. This episode, we're focusing on mental health awareness and suicide awareness and so forth. So I've talked about on the show how I got involved. So how did you, on a personal level, get involved with suicide prevention and so forth?
Yeah, so I've been with AFSP for about 9 months now, since August. But in the last 5 years, I've lost 5 friends of mine to suicide. But like you, I've also dealt with my own personal issues with mental health and suicide. So, but I'm really proud to work for an organization whose mission it is to save lives and bring hope to those affected by suicide.
You were with a couple other organizations before this.
Yeah, I've worked for a couple of large national nonprofits before this, the American Heart Association, Muscular Dystrophy Association, and the American Diabetes Association.
So what finally steered you to the AFSP?
So the mission of the organization and the personal struggles that I've had and the losses that I've had, this position actually came to me, and I couldn't say no. I really love what we do, and I always tell people it's kind of like that old commercial. I don't know if you're old enough. I think you're.
I'm like a year younger than
right?
you, or older
exactly.
than you, or something. We're like, we wouldn't have been friends in high school. I'm like, we're that big.
But for the Hair Club for Men, where the guy says, I'm not just a spokesperson, but I'm also a client. That's how I kind of feel about my job every day. Is that I'm out there doing what I can with all of our wonderful volunteers across the state.
I know all about the Hair Club. Thank you.
Right.
So the thing that I want to touch on is that since you've only been 9 months, but you've had a chance to see the fruits of AFSP, because it's been around for years.
Yep, since 1987.
Yeah. So how have you seen it grown, and like the stigma, losing Anthony Bourdain and major celebrities and so forth, it's kind of like, even I remember when Robin Williams. Mm-hmm. So bring it to the forefront. How has it changed over the years? And do you think the stigma, I mean, it's still there, but do you think it's getting better?
I think it's getting a lot better. I think that individuals aren't afraid to talk about it anymore. We really see it a lot with how many people that we're interacting with on a daily, weekly, monthly basis, our volunteers, our individuals that are participating in walks, coming out and telling their story. And, especially with the walks, it's a place for people to find their people.
You're talking about the Out of Darkness.
The Out of the Darkness walks, correct, all across the state and across the country. people are able to come together and celebrate the lives of their loved ones. They're able to talk about mental health and suicide prevention awareness, and just really be able to have those awkward conversations with.
I have awkward
with
conversations
people.
every day of my life.
I have awkward conversations with you. So
this is also true. So the walks, I want to highlight the walk because there's one in Dayton.
Yes.
October 20th. I'm one of the co-chairs. Ironic enough, he's actually kind of my boss. And I say this, and he's like, no,
You're my boss.
See,
Yeah.
that's
See?
that's the normal response.
Yeah.
But it's a place for Whitney's there. She helps us support everyone in this room. We always talk about it and so forth. But what do the walks do for someone who's just lost or has been dealing, or what does the walk do for someone?
It gives them a chance to see that there are other people that are going through what they're going through, or that have gone through what they're going through. It helps them connect with others that have felt that loss. There's so many people that, just are giving hugs to strangers that they don't know. I've cried at every single one of my walks that I've been to, across the state, because it's such an emotional experience, but in a good way, so that you can feel like you're not alone.
This is a very serious subject, and we were going to have some fun in a little second, but we find it at afsp.org.
Yes, afsp.org/Ohio. You can find information about how to get a hold of me and how to get involved with the chapter across the state.
And there's tons of stuff you can to support and donate. Like the pens I use on every show. That's the pin.
Yep, the pins that we have and
so forth. But there's other stuff like that. But tons of ways to get involved. You don't even have to walk. You can just virtually walk and donate and so forth.
Yep, you can be a virtual walker. You can make a donation. You can work with your company to host fundraisers, and all of those things help support our mission.
Perfect. We'll be right back with Bill. We're going to play a little game of Taboo to lighten the mood and have a little bit of fun with him. We'll be right back with more Gem Cities Tonight.
How to know if you should reach out to a friend. Your friend might be
Worried, sad, grumpy,
Angry,
Stressed, weird, rebellious,
anxious, antisocial,
lonely,
sleeping less,
sleeping more.
eating less.
eating more.
Look, there are a lot of things to watch out for, but you know your friend best. So if they're not acting themselves, why not say something?
Find out how you can help a friend with their mental health at seizetheawkward.org.
Awkward.
All right, we're back with Gem City Tonight and my friend Bill Hesse from the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. So to have a little fun, we're actually going to do a little Taboo. Have you played this game before?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, thank God. Our last guest had no idea what the hell was going on. So it's going to be interesting. So we're going to do 2 rounds each, and then we'll alternate on the last one. So as a guest, do you want to go first?
Sure.
All right, all you. All right, here we go.
Ready?
Go.
All right. So when you were younger and you went out with a lady, you had to...
This answer is not going to be good for you.
No, it's not.
Flowers, date, coitus,
there was,
car sex.
You had to sleep at a certain...
Sleepover? Bunk in. Compound. What
See,
the hell?
I'm not good at this
All right,
game.
move on.
Next one.
I want to know that one, though.
Oh, that
You're
one
good at this
sucks.
game? You play
No,
this?
yeah, I'm really awful at this game. They do this in Colorado when they smoke weed. They
Get
become another way.
Hungry, munchies.
You're getting closer.
It's over. What?
Yeah.
What was the first one?
The first one was curfew.
What?
But I couldn't say hour, time, home, or in. I couldn't say in. I couldn't say in.
You could
I
have
don't
just
know.
said me my entire
All
life.
right. All right. Ready? 3, 2. All right. So, Cowboy, take me away. Who's that band? In the 90s, late 90s, 3 girls, awful, hated W.
Oh, the Dixie Chicks?
Thank you. Long mustache, like
Handlebar?
but he also did paintings of the clocks, the dripping clocks.
Yeah, it starts with a D.
That guy.
Yeah.
Nope.
Or that's a Mission Impossible.
But
No,
he's a what?
007. He's a spy.
Yep.
Yeah, you totally won.
Oh, all right.
You're way better at this game than I am.
Really terrible at this game.
Yak was the one I wasn't going to do. Yak. Okay, all right.
You missed Stone, by the way. I was trying to go for Stoned. I was trying to go for Stoned with the Colorado thing.
All right.
Yeah.
By the way, I've never sung a Dixie Chick song on the air before, so that was good. That's a first. All right, you're up.
All right.
Let's try to do better at this.
Let's see. You have a guest that's here, and he uses
Firefighter?
these. No, he uses the next guest later. That's going to provide us
cocktails,
with something.
drinks,
Yeah,
glasses.
and they use something.
Condoms. I don't
They
like-
use something. It's got a funny name.
Jigger.
In the beverage, they use this
Stir
to
mixer?
Yeah. But it has a funny name.
What the hell, man?
You're
You are
awful.
so bad at this.
Oh, you talked about this in the monologue with there was somebody that lost and they weren't supposed to leave.
Kentucky Derby racing.
Yeah. You got it.
Oh.
What was the other one?
Swizzle stick.
What? How do you do swizzle stick?
Right.
All right, touche. All right, here we go. All right, ready? No. Okay, all of the 13 guys that are pushing up the Star Spangled Banner.
They're veterans.
But they're planning the thing at where?
Iwo Jima.
Yep. Boom. It was a planet. Now it's not a planet.
Pluto.
Yep. Achoo. That's a
sneeze.
Boom.
Kenny, you goddamn son of a bitch.
South Park.
Yep. Dude, bruh, I'm in a
frat.
Yep.
Wow.
Oh,
that was a good one.
That was like 1, 2, 3. That was 5 in 30 seconds.
That was good.
That was good. All right, you're up. All right, no, that was 2. All right, so
Yep.
we're gonna alternate. All right. And
All right.
This ought to be good.
Yeah.
All right. Go.
All right. They live in cold climates.
Polar bears.
Sometimes they're
Penguins.
short. Yes, thank you.
Dun, 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 and a party.
The 12 Days of Christmas.
But there's it's if like you're an English and you're hopping over something, it's something da 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 da.
Well, I know that I have no idea.
Son of a bee. All right, you're up. That's a face.
You go to sleep in this place.
Damn it. Lords a leaping. Oh. I had Lords a leaping.
And that was house.
God.
Yeah.
I got wait.
You didn't get house. I couldn't say any of those words.
All right.
This game is hard.
What camera am I on? This one? All right, here we go. I want to thank Bill Hesse for coming on. AFSP.org. Out of Darkness Walks, that's going to be the main thing. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thanks a lot, man.
He's sticking around because our next is going to be a bartender, and he's going to do a blind taste-off of the cocktails that we make. So we'll be right back with more Gem City Tonight.
Hi, I'm Hannah Hart, and I'm here to talk if you're willing to listen. So I lived my whole life without knowing that depression was a real thing. I thought depression was like kind of the same thing as being sad or bored or whatever. As I got older and my life got bigger and broader, I still kind of carried what felt like a lead jacket with me wherever I went. Like there was this inherent sense of sadness that no amount of talk therapy was seeming to sort through. Eventually I started going to a different therapist, and she was like, well, it just sounds like, you have depression. I was like, oh, so? Now what? I personally did a lot of research, I started reading about it, and I found a lot of like-minded people that were like, oh my God, you experience the same thing? There's not just something wrong with me? And as I started to realize what was going on with me, I was able to express it better to the people around me. One of the most important things to remember if you're reaching out to someone you love who's keeping something inside is patience. And don't get frustrated. And if the conversation doesn't go well, don't feel like, oh man, I did this. Set your intention before you even pick up the phone. And for me, it's no matter how this goes, it's not about me. I'm trying because I feel compelled to try, and I'm gonna do my best, and I'm gonna listen. A good rule of thumb, listen twice as much as you speak. If somebody wants advice, they're gonna go, I don't know, what do you think I should do? And that's when you tell them. I feel like we have a tendency to want to
All right, welcome back to Gem City tonight. We are having a really good time here tonight. My next guest is a great guy and a super mixologist. Put your hands together for Andrew Carmichael.
How are we doing?
So, of all the things, it's been a serious episode, but we wanted to end on a light note. And one of the things that I've always known, and a lot of people at home, there's always a drink that is a staple of every place, and it is a
old-fashioned.
But a lot of people mess it up.
True.
So why?
A lot of times back in the 17th century when we first started doing old fashions, that's where we got the whiskey from. So when I was taught, when I went to mixology school.
Why is your voice better than mine, by the way? I just want to point that out.
Oh, because I'm a grown-ass man, that's why.
I'm not going to argue that.
There you go.
All right.
So back in the 17th century, that's where they created the old fashioned. So when I went to school for mixology, what they told me was to sit there and muddle the orange as well as the cherry with a sugar cube, bitters, mix it all together, put the ice on, and then top it off with the whiskey.
Okay.
However, I do a little bit different because in the 17th century, they usually actually take the ice, or I'm sorry, they take the sugar, the bitters, then the bourbon or whiskey, however you want to do it, muddle that all together, and then top it off with the cherry and orange.
So show us how you do it.
Alrighty. So I'm going to sit there and get myself some sugar here. Sorry, I got sugar packets. Usually you want a sugar cube instead or anything. Basically the whole idea.
Thank you, Burger King, by the way, for providing the sugar
yes,
packets.
thank you.
I'm actually not making that up. Thank you for that.
Violet at Burger King. I love her. She gives me my Diet Coke with no ice. I get to know everyone. Don't
Did
make
you just
fun
do a
of me.
shout out?
Yeah, to Violet at Burger King.
Fine with me? Fine with me.
So
Fine with
random.
me.
So since we're using sugar packets, the whole idea when you muddle, you want to make sure the sugar dissolves.
And define muddle for the people at home.
Muddle is kind of like stirring. So I'll kind of show you what I mean by that. So we're going to sit there and take bitters here. Usually bitters you want to maybe do like 2 squirts, but the average is like 4 to 6. I know that sounds crazy.
Can we get away with squirts on here?
Yeah, we can squirt.
Okay, cool.
So we're going to sit there and do a couple things. There's no really right or wrong with the bitters. The bitters basically gives it the actual taste. So we're going to kind of stir this until it gets nice and stirred up.
So you put, what, 2 packets in there?
I put 3, I believe.
Okay.
I put 3 in there. So we're going to sit there and kind of muddle this all down. Like I said, you could put 2 to 6 squirts, kind of give it that whole thing.
Let's put it front and center. There we go.
There we go.
There we go.
All right, so then we're going to take some ice cubes because you want to sit there and kind of get a couple ice cubes to sit there and muddle it with as well. What the ice does is it's going to sit there and help kind of dilute it a little bit, but it's also going to sit there and give it that kind of like fine flavor. Okay, so we're going to mix that in.
So there's no alcohol yet?
Not yet.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, you can.
Well, I'm just.
So what's going to happen is the alcohol is going to actually like distill the sugar, so it's going to kind of make it a liquid thing.
Okay.
So how much do you want? Do you want 1 or 2 shots? Usually we do about 1, but you're the host. We can do as much as you want.
Audience?
2.
Why did everyone in the room goddamn say 2? Okay. Guess it's 2.
All righty, then we'll do 2. Dump that in. We're also going to get some more.
Dear Gem City Tonight fans, if you're watching this episode, this is the last one I'll ever be doing because I don't think
Don't think you can do it.
Good night.
All righty.
Good night and good luck.
So I'm going to put some more ice cubes in here. So that way we can sit there and kind of mix it around. Mix that around, get it nice and still.
So this color is normal for an old fashioned?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. Well, a lot of people, like you've seen, because a lot of people put the cherries in the fruit, but a lot of people start with that first.
Correct. And that's usually actually an Ohio thing. For me doing liquor promotions, I learned that Ohio actually likes to muddle the orange and the cherry together with the sugar and the bitters.
Is there a correct way or is it
There's not any particular way. I just have noticed it more here in the Ohio area.
You're welcome. Go Buckeyes.
OH.
I-O.
So yeah, it also depends on the place that you're at, the establishment that you're at.
My crew is telling me to, what am I doing?
What are we doing when we move in?
Oh, move the bottle.
Move the bottle.
Move the bottle.
Okay. Move the bottle.
It took 19 people to do that.
Perfect.
Can we air that? That took, okay.
So So we're going to stir this around. Now the other thing is the way I do it. You take an orange, because basically you want the citrus from the orange. So you're going to sit there and kind of like squeeze a little bit of the juice in there, and you're going to kind of like wrap the rim a little bit, get that citrusy thing, and then you sit there and drop it in. And then we're going to sit there and get a cherry with a stem on it. Do you ever sit there and do that in like school? You sit there, put a cherry in your mouth and try to tie it in a knot with a stem?
We already have lady viewers. Go ahead and do it. My wife's at home. I can hear her rolling her eyes in the future right now.
So we're going to sit that right there and try it out.
So before I sip, it's called anticipation. There's no mixer.
No.
So there's no...
Some people put soda water in it.
We were talking about that earlier, yeah.
Well, because I'm like Paul Abdul, I like everything straight up.
Now tell me what you really gonna want me forever. Oh. All right, here we go. This segment got so weird so fast. Absolutely delicious. I can't say anything to it. And the thing that like I've always noticed about a good old fashioned is the sugar should complement, not overpower the drink.
Correct.
So, all right, so
usually like a sugar cube, you're going to put 1 sugar cube. Some people like it more sweet, so you can put 2. It's just a preference, and a lot of establishments that I've been at, they have their own kind of preference and style for that.
Okay, so now that we've had you here, Bill, are you here?
Yeah.
All right, I need to send you out of the room because you're going to be the man we're going to do a drink off.
Okay.
And doesn't sound like it would. So, Bill, I need you out of the room.
That's not what you told me last night.
Touché! It's funny because it's true!
What is going on?
We're going to do a drink off. All right.
All right.
So here we go. So, all right, let me make sure I get this right.
Can you remember?
It's early. Okay. So start with the sugar. I've already screwed this up. All right. You playing Fan of the Opera? What are you doing?
Mary had a little lamp.
How does that even apply? All right.
Because
Bitters.
it's like watching a child.
Too much?
No, that's about it.
It's a bitter.
Why did I do that? Why did I do that?
I was going to ask you the same question. Why were you doing that?
Shut it. All right. Muddle. What are we doing? This.
Stir.
Okay.
And just mix around a little bit. Now you should. She got you there, bro.
I'm working. All right.
All right. You're gonna. What do I need to tell you, or can you remember?
No, Lo siento. I got this. All right. Ice.
This is uncomfortable. Sorry.
Okay.
Your favorite part? You're not gonna measure?
Oh, you measured. I
Yeah,
didn't measure. Oh.
Measure.
Oh.
I was just gonna wait till you filled it to the rim. You know, I mean.
So I was always told it's a 2-finger pour, right? Only I did 2 fingers like this.
Exactly.
Can I do this on TV? Can I? Never mind.
He already changed dash to squirt, so I think we've already lost it.
I think he already lost.
I don't know what. Bill's gonna be hammered by the time he walks out of this place. All right, we're gonna do. Ooh.
Oh my god.
Get the hell out of here.
So you're kind of missing something. What are you missing?
I don't know. Wait, there's only like 9 things on the table. Hold on, while I do the rim, right? And then you do the cherry. There's only like 7 things on the table. And I didn't measure, so Bill's gonna be white girl wasted when he walks out of here.
Okay.
Okay, quinceañera wasted? I don't know. I don't know what the difference is. All right. These let's hope.
There you go. See, now we got this.
You're not supposed to help me. It's like a drink off.
Oh yeah.
Shit, wagon. I will throw this spoon at you. It's not even mine.
You'll miss.
All right. So try mine. See if I did okay.
It's straight liquor.
It's straight booze.
You didn't measure.
All right, Bill, you're
ready.
All right, you're up. Bill Hesse back from the American Foundation for Suicide
Should I be
Prevention.
afraid? Should I be afraid? Okay.
I mean,
why are you partnering up against each other?
Because it's you. All right. Tastes like bourbon. I think we're gonna go with that one.
Oh! What do you know about that?
How is that even possible?
How is that even possible? Wow, that was I was
don't
like
know.
1, 2,
Well,
9,
you want my job
55. All the look how much is missing out of this bottle.
Maybe I drank too much of it. Maybe that's why.
Try it again.
Yeah.
Oh my God. We're Ubering him home.
This is turning into my family reunion.
See, this one's a little bit sweeter though.
Because I'm sweet like
No,
that.
no. You crossed the finish line. No.
I think so.
Don't
yeah.
maximum security me. No, you can't. No, there's no. So is this one? Boom.
Yep.
Boom.
All right.
All right. So, thank you.
Of
Andrew,
course,
so
of
much.
course.
All right,
you.
we'll be right back with a little bit more of Gem City Tonight. So, unless you have something else you want to add.
I'm good.
Oh my God, you suck at this.
I really do. I know. Oh wait.
Hey, and we're back with sports and weather.
I mean, I forgot about something.
How can you not see
That's
his
right. Do you remember
glittery
that
ass
time that you had a guest on here? I think maybe like episode 3
We've
or
sold it down the river
4,
at this point.
something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, Mr. Gay Ohio, Lucky.
Love Lucky's.
Well, he has a special surprise for you. Come on.
Wait, what?
Oh, wait.
What are you talking about? What?
I'm gonna hang out.
What's happening?
You remember me?
Yeah.
Yeah. We spent a little bit of
Hi.
time together.
What's okay?
Well, you were barking and complaining the last time I was on your show that you didn't have a sash, and I did. So, we're presenting you with Mr. Gem City tonight.
Oh, are you kidding me? Oh, I finally. Hi, good evening. There is bourbon on the table. I'm just pointing that out.
Let's see here. Where'd it go? There it is. Yeah, we're gonna do it this way because you're a little guy.
I'm a little guy. This. Wow. What? What?
Well, you know, this way you can fit in when you can hang out with all the rest of the queens.
Okay.
That works.
Wow. Okay, am I into you? Wow. That's awesome.
Look sharp.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
Thank you.
Of course.
All right, we'll be right back with more Gem City Tonight after this. I'm adored. I like this.
Do you want to move all this?
No, leave it.
Leave it.
Hi, I'm Remy Cruz. I have a very close personal friend in my life who has struggled for the past 4 years or so with extreme anxiety, depression, suicidal thoughts, and things like that. I kind of noticed after I realized that there was something wrong, I talked to my friend's family and I made sure that they knew what was going on too by turning to their family and sharing it with them and other people that they love. It just became this like community almost, like a loving, supporting community that just wanted the best for my friend and just to get them the help that they needed.
All right, that's our show. I want to thank everybody, Bill, Whitney, Nick, and Andrew, for having a fantastic show about mental health awareness. Remember, you're not alone.
And you never will be.
Good night, Dayton. Drinks, everybody?